This is Nikola. He doesn't want riches. He doesn't crave fame. He just wants to share what he sees every time he closes his eyes. Light. Not candlelight, not lamplight, but light that moves, that flows, that changes everything. He was born during a lightning storm. The midwife gasped, "He'll be a child of light, or of darkness." And maybe she was right, because he was never just one or the other. He was both, always both. People told him to be a priest or a soldier, something safe, something simple, something they could understand. He didn't fit in, so he tried to bottle lightning instead. The world thought the future would belong to the loudest voice behind the curtain. But Nikola wasn't interested in curtains. He wanted to light the road, to chase the spark. But here's the sting no one saw coming. How does the boy who caught lightning die in the dark? A small village, flickering candles, thunder that shakes the roof like an angry god. Inside, a boy listens, not with fear, but awe. His father is a priest, stern, words like scripture, eyes like stone. His mother is a maker. She weaves magic from scraps, fixes broken things like it's her second language. From one, Nikola learns discipline. From the other, wonder. But his body can't keep up. He burns with fevers, sees things no one else can see. Visions that pulse behind his eyes, motors spinning, coils humming, machines that don't exist. Yet. Doctors call them hallucinations. Nikola calls them blueprints. While other boys chase rats through alleyways, Nikola runs experiments in his mind. He doesn't pretend to be a wizard. He is one, only his spells are made of copper and current. But then, the accident. His older brother, the golden one, gone in a flash of hooves and silence. And suddenly, the boy who saw the world in sparks only hears quiet at the dinner table. No more laughter, no more cushion, just expectation. Now he's not just a dreamer, he's the family's only hope. And at 12 years old, that hope feels heavy, not like purpose, not like a gift. It feels like lightning trying to escape his chest. But what happens when the visions burning inside him are bigger than the world outside? Books become his refuge. By 15, he's devoured entire libraries, not just read them, memorized them, word for word. He speaks 8 languages, solves equations professors can't. Everyone sees a genius. But Nikola? He feels haunted. The ideas don't arrive, they attack, tearing through him at midnight, leaving him wide-eyed, shaking, scribbling in the dark. Sleep disappears, meals are forgotten, friends fade, teachers clash. School spits him out. No diploma, no direction, just a storm with nowhere to go. And then the tornado hits for real. His father dies. Nikola is untethered, drifting, fixing telegraphs, tinkering with machines, making other men's dreams work. While his own machine, a motor powered by invisible force, spins, perfect and glowing inside his mind. No wires, no fuel, just energy leaping through air. Everyone says it's impossible, but Nikola sees it, clear as day. And somewhere out there, maybe, just maybe, a yellow brick road is waiting. Every time he closes his eyes, it plays again. Boats without captains, lamps without cords, energy dancing, untethered across the sky, like watching a film the world hasn't made yet. The only question is, would anyone ever buy a ticket? He steps off the ship in New York, 4 cents in his pocket, and one dream in his chest. find the wizard. Thomas Edison, the great and powerful Oz of American invention. Big lab, big promises, bigger ego. At first, it feels like magic. Edison gives him impossible tasks. Nikola solves them. Edison promises $50,000. Nikola delivers. And then Edison laughs. You don't understand American humor. The curtain lifts, the smoke clears, and there he is. Not a wizard, just a man pulling levers in the dark, terrified someone else might know a better spell. Edison wasn't scared of Tesla's inventions. He was scared of Tesla's vision. Power, real power, should belong to the people, not to a man hoarding patents behind velvet ropes. And just like that, Nikola is cast out. From wizard's apprentice to ditch digger. $2 a day, mud on his boots, sweat on his brow, moving dirt with strangers who'd never heard his name. The genius, buried in mud. But even there, bent, blistered and betrayed, the motor still spins in his mind. He may have left the Emerald City, but the storm is still in him. But what happens when a storm like that collides with a world built on profit, not possibility? And if you like stories where the underdog still finds a way to flip the switch, hit subscribe. This time machine's got more tales waiting for you. A new ally appears. George Westinghouse, a man who believes. Together, they chase a different dream. Not Edison's stiff, old direct current, but something wilder. Something freer. Alternating current. It flows, it reaches, it sings. And suddenly, it's war. Not bullets, not blades, currents. Edison fights like a villain in a cautionary tale, electrocuting stray dogs in public, setting fires to elephants, building the first electric chair, just to scare people. The stench of burning fur, children sobbing, Edison smiling. All to paint Tesla as dangerous. Pay no attention to the genius behind the motor, the wizard roars. But math doesn't lie. AC is smarter, faster, cheaper. And in a quiet pond, Tesla sails a tiny boat. No wires, no pilot, just invisible commands. Reporters scoff. A toy. But Tesla isn't playing. He's inventing remote control. The future, hidden in a puddle. Drones, missiles, Mars rovers. One day, but not yet, because the crowd is still clapping for the wizard's fireworks. Then, the turning point, the 1893 Chicago World's Fair. Nikola flips the switch. 100,000 bulbs blink on. Night surrenders. The crowd gasps. And for one perfect instant, the boy who chased lightning becomes the man who lit the world. But what happens after you light the world once, and the crowd still turns back to the wizard's smoke? And if you think Tesla's battles were wild, wait until you meet the mystic who refused to die. Bullets, poison, drowning, and still he came back. That's your life as Rasputin. Tesla is finally famous. His name dances across headlines. The boy who chased lightning has become a legend. But fame isn't fortune. When Westinghouse nearly goes bankrupt, Tesla rips up his contract. Millions in royalties. Gone. Not for glory, for loyalty. Investors call him noble, bankers call him naive. But Tesla doesn't care. He isn't chasing coins. He's chasing the storm. So he dreams up something even bigger. A tower. A spire of copper and thunder meant to beam power through the sky. He calls it Wardenclyffe Tower. No wires, no bills, just free electricity. For everyone. Plug your dreams into the air. It was bold. It was mad. It was classic Tesla. And for a while, it works. Even J.P. Morgan, banker of bankers, writes the check. The man who built ocean liners now funds a tower to light the world. It feels like Glinda herself has arrived, wand in hand, ready to help. But Glinda's wand snapped in half, and all that's left is smoke. Because Morgan wasn't here for wonder, he was here to sell the curtain, not light what's behind it. And when he learns Tesla's tower can't be monetized, no meter, no control, no profit? But how do you sell a dream no one can profit from? He vanishes. Funding ends. Workers leave. The dream stalls. The tower stands half-built, a skeleton of copper and wood, pointing at a sky that never answered. People whisper it's haunted, or magical, or alien. But Tesla knows the truth. It was a gift, a beautiful, impossible gift that no one wanted, because no one could own it. And the dream that reached for the stars was buried, not by failure, but by greed. The curtain falls. Edison fades. Morgan vanishes into his vault. And Tesla? He slips into a hotel room, quiet, unpaid, unseen. He eats alone, polishes cutlery 3 times, lines napkins like soldiers, walks in circles before entering buildings, refuses to touch pearls, fears round objects. To the world, it's eccentric. To him, it's order, the kind only a mind made of lightning could understand. And then, the pigeons. He feeds them daily, watches them like sacred messengers. One, pure white, visits him often. Her wings flash like sunlight against New York's soot-stained brick. To him, she isn't a bird. She's the only soul who ever came when he called. She doesn't ask for brilliance. She just lands. I loved her, he once said, as a man loves a woman. The papers laugh. The crowds mock. But Tesla doesn't flinch. The pigeons return. The bankers never did. And even now, he dreams of towers humming with power, of machines that speak across oceans, of death rays and wireless wonders. He even sketches a device that fits in your pocket and speaks across the world, before phones even had dials. The world turns away. The lights dim. The applause stops. But Tesla, he keeps casting spells. Because that's what wizards do, even when no one's watching. But what kind of world lets its greatest wizard fade into shadows while the imitators take the stage? He was born in a storm. He died in silence. 1943, room 3327, New Yorker Hotel. No fortune, no family, no goodbye. Just pigeons at the window, and a trunk of inventions seized by the FBI within hours. But the lights, they never went out. Every subway train that roars to life, every city that flickers back after a blackout, every child who flips a switch in the dark. That's him, Tesla, the boy who chased lightning and held it long enough to pass it on. And like Dorothy waking to realize what Oz really meant, the world finally looks back. Engineers name magnetic strength after him, the Tesla. A car company wears his name on its hood. Tech giants quote him. Books and films resurrect him. Scientists admit he wasn't wrong, just early. The man once mocked for loving a pigeon is remembered as the wizard who lit the way. The present is theirs, he once said, but the future is mine. And he was right, because every motor, every screen, every spark in the dark. The real question isn't whether Tesla was too early, it's whether the world was too late. They followed the wizard's smoke, but Tesla, he left the light itself. He didn't build an empire, he lit the path. And if stories like this spark your curiosity, hit subscribe, because there's more where that came from. Your life as a royal food taster. A royal gig so deadly, your next bite might be your last.